Right here, Moo at Deep Global, toasting to another successful podcast. I'm letting y'all check it out. Y'all got to come over to YouTube. We gonna put that in the comment section. You gotta come over to YouTube to check it out. I will be streaming live strictly on YouTube. This is y'all final little warning. Like when y'all see it disappear, y'all know what time it is. 7:30, Monday through Friday. We back at the original time. It's going down. So make sure that y'all tap in. Got a lot to cover tonight. We missed yesterday's show, but you already know what it is. Uh, we going in. All right. That didn't give me anything. We gonna persevere. The car is still connected. That car, my truck is super powerful. Disconnect. 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 Don't want to act right. There we go. I have no idea what's going on. None. Uh, but again, it's not without substitution. Yeah. Off right here. Uh, Connected. Let's go. Man, that's crazy. I just want to get some music. What's going on? It looks good. Check this out, man. Let me see what's going on. Check this out and see what's happening. Bluetooth. All right. That's all right. We're good there. Good there. All right. We got it popping and cracking, man. It should be. It should be where it should be, man. We got this thing. That's how the show goes. That's how the show goes. Respect that. Respect due. So I haven't given you guys 5 minutes of fire in a while. And the reason that is because I'm trying to come with the whole full motivational speaking racket. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I can play a portion of it so it sounds the way I want it to sound, but I'm still just not dramatic enough with it. Uh, but the 5 minutes of fire, I'm gonna get that back on the menu. Now I got the restream thing going. Shout out to everybody on Facebook that's checking it out right now. I just want to let y'all know this is what it is. We're trying to move forward with the program and the show. Shout out to China, my man Tony, aka Big Walls, everybody that's behind the movement. It's Ty Mumu D, bringing you another show. You're a Mess is a relationship podcast where I aim to help you come out of a mess, to avoid a mess and find something healthy. A couple of people on the show, including myself, have found something healthy here because of the show, and I encourage you to do the same. We have True Love Tuesday for those who are truly in love, whether it's new, fresh love, or you've been together for 20 something years. Come on, True Love Tuesday, you newlyweds, and let's talk about it. Let's show folks, what it took to get to that point, why you love each other so much, just how things are supposed to work. So many people out there might be really close to having that special relationship, that special someone. They're just afraid of this or that. So True Love Tuesday should blow up. Wild Out Wednesday, I get really wild. I get a couple of wild topics. This being Thinking Through Thursday, I want to come with a different. And then we got the Marital FICO show coming up at 9 o'clock. So it's my double duty night. I gotta pull it, man. I gotta go hard tonight for the people. So I made sure I hopped on here by at least 8 to give y'all both shows because y'all deserve it. And I love y'all, man, for supporting the move. So Let's get to the topics for the week. All right. I'm gonna throw a couple different topics at y'all because we really missed a little bit of the Wild Out Wednesday. I couldn't get on here yesterday; it just didn't work out. But moving forward, I'll make sure that I'm faithful to come on at some point, if not 7:30. Wednesday is my late night elsewhere. I got to work that out and figure that thing out. I might have to just go live on location. Once I get this restream together, it should be a cinch. Um, but I'm gonna still be wild on Wednesdays. Trust me. Yeah, if I push it back a little bit, that might work. Who knows? Wednesday might be like a 9 o'clock show. Who knows? But for right now, we'll keep it at 7:30. We're gonna be consistent. So the Wild Out Wednesday topic that we missed was: is it okay to sleep with an ex? No, no. Does that old unwritten rule about sleeping with an ex of one of your homies or family members, is that still a thing? Why or why not? So in this day and age where poly's a big deal and all that, or whatever the case may be, um, is the old unwritten rule still in effect? Are we still holding each other accountable to that, or are we doing more intermingling and scooping up somebody where it didn't work out with somebody that y'all both knew and y'all make it happen together? Let me know what y'all think about that. That's the wild topic for this week. Uh, and so the Thinking Through Thursday topic is the Juneteenth fake out, right? Instead of giving us more police reform, they just toss us a holiday, and I mean, I think it's ridiculous, right? Because holidays is what's keeping us down anyway. We're spending money we don't have instead of investing it. Um, so partying, drinking, overeating, doing drugs, the stuff people do on holidays, and then killing each other. It's just another holiday for us to gather. And when we gather together, because we haven't consciously awakened as a village yet, as a whole, as a community, then the more of us congregate together, the more likelihood is that we'll come against each other and hurt and harm each other. So the Juneteenth fake out, let's talk about that too. So this relationship program, let's get deep into it and let's see what's really going on, man. I will warm you up a little bit, see if we can get our segment lady off in here, man, at some point to help us get cracking. Uh, I'm pretty much doing what I have to do to make sure we're all in tune with each other. So Thursday night, the unofficial start to the weekend. What's your weekend plans? If you're in Texas, I hope it involves water or in air conditioning with some central air because it is hot down here. I don't know what's going on in the north, but I'm telling you right now, it's hot in Texas. Hot all day, all night. That is what it is. So let's get a little bit of action here going on. Let's see what we got as far as put something on here and get y'all going. Let's really see what's going on with it. Uh, if I can get something cracking. I have no idea why this thing is acting so funny, but it is. All right. Let me get in the comment section here and see what's going on, man. Get y'all right. Get off in some comments. Topics for today are: make sure that y'all, like I said, like, follow, and share the YouTube link that I posted. You know what it is. I'm giving y'all on Facebook and Instagram. I'm giving y'all the last few days to get y'all acclimated. I'm gonna be strictly with UMS. It's gonna be strictly on YouTube. It's gonna be fabulous. We're gonna get our guests back on here. I'm gonna learn how to use Restream and get my guests on here. I'm gonna learn how to do the picture in picture so I can have Shay segments jumped off in there and she'll be on the screen too. It's about to be real nice. And if I have to spend a little money for something cooler than Restream, but right now it seems to be working. I just have to know how to use it. Topics for today. Everybody can see them. Bam. Is the old unwritten rule still in effect? Sleeping with the ex of a friend or family member still in effect. And that means, are we really looking at it the same? We still holding each other accountable to that. I just want to know what y'all have to say about that. And then what are we thinking? What are we thinking? About the Juneteenth fake out move? Right? No police reform, just shut up and party. So what are we thinking about these things? And I'm gonna get these out here, man, so y'all can see them, just so y'all can get, man, acclimated to what's going on. Get them in the comment section, missing and questions. Jump off in there. Let's get popping. Let's see what's going on right here, right now. I got video storage, things that are new, all kinds of stuff. So I'm looking good over here. I'm looking good over. Getting the topics for the day going. Y'all can tap in if y'all want to. I gotta do a better job of promoting during the day, letting y'all know it's cracking. That's when y'all really jump on. Y'all probably thought it had disappeared for real, but it didn't. I just moved it to later on in the evening at 11 o'clock. But I'm back now. Going strong. Woo! Giving y'all that flavor that you like. Topics for the day. I wonder if I can hit y'all with that. Dun, 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 dun. Wonder if I can just copy and paste this. I don't know. Yeah. See what we can do about that. Use this copy and paste. It's not letting me paste. I got it right. I did all that. Gotta make it right. All right. Cause I'm not the best typer, especially when I'm podcasting. That old unwritten rule about sleeping with an ex, is it still in effect? Are we still holding each other accountable to that? We're just not talking about it. With the ex of a friend or family member. So this is for y'all that watch the replay. I can check out the comments and you know what's going on. The topic was leave your comments and concerns, but come over to YouTube, man. Subscribe. I need to get that thing going to give y'all a better experience. All right, let's go. Still in effect. All right, bam. And what are we thinking about the 17th fake out? Just typing, I didn't get anything in there. So how's everybody's week going so far? I want to know. Hop in there and let me know. And I call it the Juneteenth fake out. Exactly what it is. The fake out move. Just shut up and party. Y'all ain't getting no more police reform. How does that look? Man, we going hard out here right now. Let me jump off into it. What is going on with this? It is tough. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what to say about this joint right here, man. It's giving me the flux. I don't even know what's competing for it right now. I don't know why it's not just going straight to there. It was going to my car. So finally, we have what's really going on out here right now on front and center. On Thinking Through Thursday, I want to challenge you guys. I want to ask you, what do you think about this Juneteenth fake out? For so long, we've accepted whatever we've been given. Isn't it time that we come together and make our own moves? I just want to know, isn't it time we came together and made our own moves? Muad'Dib Global and that insignia that you see, that copyrighted logo that you see, it means coming together in a global format because we have the connectivity thanks to the internet. This means that Ghana, Liberia, South Africa, the Congo, the Gambia, that means all of you have to tap in. That means no more seeing each other the way they see us, but finding that common bond that matters. On Thinking Through Thursday, we have to ask ourselves, what is unity and what can be accomplished through unifying? This is a serious thing too. I just don't feel comfortable leaving it to my young people, my children, my Fantastic Four to figure it out. For them to be the ones to go out there and take possibly a bullet, to deal with the scorn, to deal with maybe possibly losing their job. I don't want them to be the ones having to deal with that. I actually believe that our generation at this time right now is the time to end cultural bias once and for all in the American system. And I say that because A, people are fed up. B, people are fed up. And C, that means that people are ready for a new answer. What I have to offer is the Citizens Justice League, and that's going to be on display on Tuesday when I square off against General Yuti, a fellow member of the original Black Panther Party, about what it's going to take to lead the African people into a new level of freedom right here in America. As a springboard to a global movement to make sure the African village raises back up into preeminence in the world view. And why would that happen? Because already everyone looks to us for what's cool, for what's happening, for what's hip. And so we all know that that's the most important thing. The most important part is to make sure that that gets done. I don't mind anyone that thinks differently. Come on this show. Let's think on it. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. We can argue our points without arguing with each other. We're capable of handling it. At the end of the day, what do you see when you look at me? or what don't you see? That's what matters. Taibu would be. That's your 5 minutes of fire for today. Let's get off into the segment, man. Let's see what's going on. I appreciate all you that tuned in, and we're getting to the topics. That old unwritten rule. Y'all wild out there. But you know what happens. Your friend, your family member, your coworker introduces you to someone that's awesome, that's gorgeous, that you can't take your eyes off of. You love to hear the sound of their voice, but they're with someone that you're connected to. And then that relationship ends. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You holler at them. Let's just be real. Ain't no way around it. That might be the person for you. You shoot your shot. And things begin to happen. So how does your friend or family member feel about that? Your coworker feel about it? You dating their ex. Is that old unwritten rule still applicable? I don't know. I don't know. Now, in times past, I've been in situations where individuals weren't like, I guess, all the way like messing with that person. Like, the rule doesn't apply to people that a person just kicks it with for a second. We're talking about somebody that they had children with, were married to, or were in a committed, supposedly monogamous relationship with. It also holds true even if you know the person was cheating on that person and wasn't faithful to them. If they were living together in a committed relationship, they still count as a legitimate ex. So are we still holding each other accountable to that old unwritten rule? Now, this is a topic I'm going to bring up a lot on the Marital FICO show. It's coming up next. It's one of my metrics. I really want to see where a person's mindset is at before you get committed to them. You guys have a great opportunity if you think you want to be serious with somebody to join us on the Marital FICO show at 9 p.m. on Thursdays. And I say that because Marv is a genius. I love the way he brings his metric out because I have my own. And we're now the Veto brothers. Marvin Veto, Taiden Veto. And we will veto that relationship if their FICO score is underneath where it should be. Oh yeah, the Mega FICO show, that's a great idea, man. I'm glad Marv came up with it. I'm willing to facilitate that. Here on You're a Mess, we just get a little zany with it. We just talk about certain issues. The Marital FICO show is for those who are really, really trying to bond with somebody and just aren't sure, just don't know if they should go the extra step. They should really allow themselves to go all the way. Get them on the show. Or just come on the show yourself and we'll talk about it. We don't need names, but I say bring them on the show so you can see for yourself what's going on. See for yourself. Oh, yeah. And I will maintain my shame bag. And if they shame themselves, I'll pull it out. So right here, man, Taibu Muad'Dib, you already know what it is. It's going down. I'm making sure that I got everything taken care of. And man, what I really want to do, y'all, I want to get this little office space jumped off so I can get really jiggy with it, give y'all this experience, and y'all can see like the desk. I can have my setup. I can have a mic. That's what I really want. So I can invite some of y'all to come check me out, man, and come jump off into the studio. I miss that feel. I want to get y'all into the studio and get y'all cracking with it. So that's what it is. My opinion about the old unwritten rule. I think it was never really applicable. I don't think it should have ever really existed, right? And the reason I say this is because when a relationship is over, it should be over, right? It just should be over. So why is that person now burnt up with the brothers and sisters or cousins or whatever, aunts, uncles of the person that dated them? I don't think that's applicable. I don't think it should ever have been a rule. Now, y'all might think I'm wild for that, but I don't think it should ever have been a thing. I don't. And I'm saying that because, you know, We've been way too messy for way too long. It's messy to say, "Oh, you wrong if you mess with a ex of mine, bro." Like, why? It's over, right? Oh, I still got feelings for him. You should have told them that before you broke up with them, or before they broke up with you. That's real. You know, one man or woman's junk is another man or woman's treasure. Period. I don't think it should ever been a rule. I don't even think there should be a timeline. I'm talking about as soon as you get your keys back, ladies, if you want to mess with his brother or his cousin, I say do it. Shoot your shot. Fellas, I don't care how you feel about it. If he let her go and y'all have a vibe, shoot your shot. Now that might sound wild to a lot of you, but you're sloppy and messy if you have a great opportunity with somebody awesome and you jag it off, playing around, not taking it seriously. And we've all messed up a good relationship before. We all have done it. I know I have. I'll be the first to point the thumb. So let's be honest about the situation. It should have never even been a rule. What should have been the rule is that if you break up with somebody and one of your family members uh, uh, jump on that, or friends jump on that, you should encourage and support that because they're your family member and your friend. And if they're happy with that, with your ex, that's great. You know, that should be a good thing. Why would it not be? If they're happy together, why would you hate on their happiness? I don't get that at all. That should have been the rule. Do not stand in the way of the happiness of your ex with someone that you already know, coworker, whatever. You bring them around people and say, "I'm with this person." You're introducing them to potential mates. If that relationship doesn't last, that just is what it is. So it should have never been a rule like don't mess with someone. That should have never been a rule. I've many women would be like, "Oh, I don't sleep behind my sister or my cousin." You missing out. It shouldn't be about the sleeping around. It should just be, but it should be about the connection that you might have with that person. So that's how I feel about it. I'm gonna get in here, man. Type these in comments in here. So when y'all go back and y'all watch the replay, y'all understand, y'all know what my position on that was. I'm gonna start over here on Instagram. And again, on the 18th of June, man, I went to YouTube. I'm doing the YouTube channel thing, man. I'm building that channel up to give y'all a better experience. So rock with that, man. Get me over there. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Bring your friends, man. You already know what it is. We getting back to it. I will begin to re-promote it again. We'll get y'all on YouTube, man, so I can get y'all a much better experience. I know y'all love You're a Mess. I'm gonna get off in the comment section and just say it should have never been a rule. And I think I'm standing on solid ground saying that. When it's over, it's over. And you should be happy for that. That's how I honestly feel about the situation. What's going on, Block Boy? Is that old unwritten rule about sleeping with the ex of someone that you're dealing with a thing? I want to know. Let's get it jumped off. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. It's important. Let's get that. Let's get that popping. All right. All right. So we got it jumped off here, man. We got a few more minutes, man. We're gonna see if our segments will come in and give us a segment. We got the restream going on over here. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. The big three. But again, I'm gonna nip that in the bud. I'm giving y'all a couple more days to get acclimated to it. I'm gonna promote it, and I'm gonna be on YouTube. That's where you'll find me at. So let me go over here, man, and get it cracking over here on the big screen. So I'm over here on Restream. man, I'm putting in the comment section, think and feel about the issue. I just don't think it should have been a rule. I ain't like that, but it is what it is. This is my opinion, my show, my platform. Y'all, I want to say, get in the comment section on the watching the replay. Get in the comment section and let me know what y'all thinking. If y'all don't agree, I'm gonna bring this back up. This is part of my FICO score right here. Wanting to know what you think about that, because the wrong opinion is the wrong opinion. That means if you say that you agree people shouldn't, sleep with the exes or abuse them, I believe that you're messy, that you still have attachments to exes, and that's why you don't want to be messing with them, and that's messy. And you wouldn't pass my FICO score test. Definitely wouldn't. It's over. It's over, and that's real. Be happy for them. Because if you can't be, then you're not. And as you're sloppy, you still in love, you still want to be with that person. You already know. That's what it comes down to. So, man, right here, we still going live, man. We still going hard here on the live. Taibu Muad'Dib. I'm making it happen just for you. So, my man Glock Boy jumped off in there, man. Y'all already know that. I know that y'all thirsty for a better experience. I'm gonna give that to you. I'm not messing around. This is how it starts. It starts moving everybody over to platforms, Facebook, even Twitch. I might do Facebook and Twitch because that's where it's at. Twitch is pretty fun too. So to give y'all a couple different options based on your hardware and your software. So cheers to that. Yeah. Now to think it through Thursday situation. Let's get some freedom music jumping off. And we know what that's all about. Get the sisters off in there going hard and let them tell it like it is. But I mean, I know for a fact that I really want people to be right.
Power for white people, Black Power for Black people, 1967, the Black Panther Party, the movement, freedom.
Let's talk about freedom.
We will not bow down to racism. We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to exploitation.
Hey.
I'm gonna stay.
Let's go. Let's go. Stand up. Stand up.
I'm gonna stay.
Get it going, man. Get it crank. Let that song ride, man. It's Taibu Muad'Dib right here. Think it through Thursday, coming at y'all direct. What do y'all think of? What do we think about the Juneteenth fake out? So we're asking for police reform, police reform, police reform. We're asking to defund the police. All of a sudden, Juneteenth is a federal holiday. A second major African summer holiday. Now, 4th of July in Chicago, not too far in the past, it was like the highest number of murders ever for that city. Right? It's super duper hot, ain't got nothing else better to do, and everybody got a gun, alcohol, and drugs. We just gonna shoot at each other, right? So now we have Juneteenth. So we're gathering again to party and celebrate what? Freedom that we still don't have. We're gonna party everybody about freedom. Incarceration is at its all-time high. Single mothers, all-time high. AIDS is still out there, and now COVID, all-time high. What are we partying about, people? Still can't get a loan. Still have no real access to funding. for ideals, visions, and businesses. What are we celebrating? They don't. The European power structure has made sure that they did all their research on us. Those of us that they can't brainwash and distract, they just simply move us out the way. Move us out the way. This song, y'all got to get down with this song right here. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Freedom. We have to think about what that actually means. The national conversation shouldn't ever move from why it's okay for a European law enforcement officer to murder African US citizen. Ever. That's the pandemic. A judicial system and police forces manufacturing cases against the African people to keep their communities down. Redesigning and redistributing the power of the ballot to keep their voice and their vote down. Think it through Thursday. What do you think about the Juneteenth fake out? I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I think it's indicative of where we've come as a people. As a collective, we want the party. We didn't want the safety. We didn't want the safety for our children. When our children leave the house, they're not safe from us and each other or law enforcement. But we don't care. We'd rather party. And because they've done their research, they gave us another reason to party. Take another day off. Y'all ain't making no money anyway. We don't care. We getting ours. We can make a federal holiday out of anything. Shut them up for a little while. There was a shooting at a school where the police didn't go in. Now, after all the school shootings, you would think that every police department has protocol. These police officers wouldn't risk their lives. The person that has a gun on school grounds wouldn't risk their life to save the children. Didn't do it, even though it's their job. The school resource officer and the police that was stood outside while children were being slaughtered, they didn't risk their lives to serve and protect the community. It's not just fishy, it's inefficient. It wasn't just inappropriate behavior, it was offensive. Yeah. Why are they swearing all these oaths and why do they have all these background checks and all these things? You know, where is the heroes at? They were kids. I have this gun. I'm trained to shoot. I go to the gun range and all this stuff like that. I hear shots busting in a school. and I can't communicate with the police standing outside and say, come here, let's go in here and get them. I just don't understand. I haven't done any research at all into the case. I don't know the difference of the ethnicities, if that even mattered. Like if they were little European children or little African children or Asian children, they were kids. So in this particular situation, it's not even appropriate to even worry about what ethnicity we're talking about putting your life on the line for. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It's inappropriate to even address that issue. Let's talk about them not doing their job. The assailant was European. Yeah. The assailant was European. That's what concerns me. What concerns me was this assailant got to go in there, do whatever they wanted to do. And unimpeded. Well, Texas law enforcement officials told reporters the gunman who killed 19 children and 2 adults entered the school unobstructed. He didn't go to the school, wasn't a student at the school. Details surrounding the shooting are few and far between. Details surrounding the murder of 19 children and 2 adults are few and far between because law enforcement is continuing their investigation. The White House announced that the president will travel there and check out the site. Like after the fact, that makes a big difference. The gunman shot his grandmother in the face and posted it on social media 15 minutes before driving to the school. So, what do we know about this person? Not much. So, I'm not seeing much about the individual. That's what I want. I want to know. Uh, okay. All right. All right. So, when I found out the person who killed 19 fourth graders and 2 teachers was named Salvador Rolando Ramos, my stomach dropped. It's already the 10th worst in U.S. history. Most of the victims were Latino. A Latino never been a killer in any of those other shootings. We don't know his ultimate motivation. He's constantly bullied for his clothes and speech. Some saw his Hispanic name and invoked illegal immigration. Was born in North Dakota. Communities of color have always had to deal with essentialism. Okay. So we're finding out by just a simple matter of Googling that it was a Latino gunman and the children were mostly Latino as well. Hmm. And that's exact. Now you see, I just gave you that information, but I sat here and specifically said that it makes no sense to me, no sense to me at all, to even discuss the cultural ethnicity of the person involved or the children involved. But the police response, the school resource officer, and don't get me wrong, these school resource officers and hazing and harassing kids at school with their authority. Oh yeah, handcuffing children and slamming them to the ground. We've seen the videos. Police are going to the school and tackling our kids, and we've seen it. But let a gunman come to the school. This is real. I just had a daughter graduate high school. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old still in school. Now I've been to my son in North Carolina school. It's like Fort Knox, barbed wire. No, I jest. But they do have a high wall around the school, and entry is based on you pressing a buzzer, them seeing who you are, and all this stuff. Even my 9-year-old school, you have to press the buzzer. They see you, they ask what's going on, and you say, so I can honestly say that this gunman would have never made it into the schools that my children are going to. I don't know what's going on with this school in Uvalde where a person can just waltz in there. I'm not, they say I'm not hip. Uh, Let me Google that for y'all real quick. I mean, this is thinking through, let's get to the bottom of this. Security entry at Uvalde. Uh, Elementary. Uvalde shooting renews questions about school security. I'm wondering, it's not saying much. Okay. Locked doors known as access control are strongly recommended but not mandated. Found an open back door, ran inside and barricaded itself in the classroom and started killing. An open back door. Was it an inside job? Found an open back. Do you see how sketchy that sounds? The shooter found an open back door. Who left the door open? Kids? Yeah. That my heart goes out to the victims and their families. Should have never happened. I'm thinking through Thursday. We look at the Juneteenth fake out. how we didn't get police reform, how the police failed those kids. Now, if officers died trying to get that gunman, that'd be different. If the school resource officer died trying to defend them kids, that'd be different. Are police officers cowards? Shooting unarmed African people in the back, in the face, with their hands raised, whatever the case may be, and lying about it. But an actual gunman goes into a school with innocent children and starts blowing the place up, and they stand outside and wait till the shooting is done. Get to call law enforcement into question. School resource officer, he didn't get fired. Is he still working at that school? Is he still trusted to protect the kids? Did he let off one shot at the assailant? I just don't know. When you take a certain job, you know you're called upon and you're trained to do a certain thing, to handle these adverse situations. Now, having a gun isn't a force field. It's not going to protect you from a bullet. It just gives you opportunity to send one, hopefully more accurately than the person that shouldn't have it, sending them back at you. I knew a guy named Mark Moody back in the day. And Mark Moody was like, look, you can talk all that, whatever, but when someone's right across the street busting at you, what you really gonna do? You gonna let off shots or duck? They empty in the clip, what you gonna do? It's real. Police officers, bullies with badges, cowards with pistols. The whole weight of the U.S. arsenal behind them, and one assailant with one gun. Now it's interesting because when the African man was in Texas, just capping off at officers, they sent in a little bomb, robot to get him. They were all about that. I don't know. It went into the whole situation how they set that up, but there was no taking him peacefully. I don't know. I haven't done much uh, research into this case at all. I'm just talking about it because as the Juneteenth fake out police reform, we really needed everybody. Let's see. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Did he even get captured? Or I don't even know what's going on. I just know it was tragic. It's crazy. Ended in bloodshed. Salvador fired opening shots. 2 police officers reported injured from the encounter. All 21 people killed by the gunman were later found in the room. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this and see, how it ended. Like, why is it not just saying that? What's going on, Marv? Uh-oh. My man Marv jumping on there. You already know what it is, baby. Okay. It says the massacre finally came to an end shortly when a border patrol officer shot Ramos in the head, and they breached the room he was in. 7 30-round magazines belonging to the teenager were later found at the school. Well, it didn't end peacefully, that's for sure. Border patrol agent. A border patrol agent? Wow. That's just, you got police, sheriff's deputies, you got lots of different people involved. A border patrol agent was the person to take care of. I don't know. So yeah, police reform is definitely necessary. We don't have any control of them not killing our children who are unarmed, and this we don't have any control over what the response is to somebody killing our children who are unarmed as well. They shouldn't be doing it. Like, I don't know. It's really crazy. Let me see what I can get done here. Let me see how I can invite my man on her. Let's go. Invite them. Let's see if I can invite somebody. So I went hard to it. Come for the content, not for the show yet. I'm gonna give y'all both in a hot minute. Y'all gonna get the content on. Computer don't fail me now. Check my man Marv out, see what he's talking about. I don't even have my sunglasses. I don't even. I left them at work. I don't know what I did with them. Man, it's hot out there. It's bright out here. It's Texas. It's crazy. But I'm gonna try to invite you on quick to see if I can't check you out here, because I want to see if I can't get you. I learn how to use this restream joint. You know what I'm saying? So. You think, man? Oh, man, I'm just trying to see what's going on so I can, Oh, there it is. Let me see if I just the link with you and get you up here. I gotta figure out how to use it, man. It's a nice little platform. It's an OBS, so I can actually. So I just we got to give them a better experience, Mark. You know what I mean? So what I do, I accept this. What's going on? No, I mean, I just sent you the link, man, to your Facebook Messenger, so you can join the restream and I gotta send one to Shay, see if she can. I don't know if she's gonna do going on with that. And you see Instagram acting funny too, so skip them. Skip them. So I sent it out there, man. Oh, okay. It didn't even disappear. It just kept on going. That's so if you look at your Facebook Messenger, I just sent you the stream to see if you can't log on there and get that cracking and see what that looks like as well. But yeah, welcome to FICO Show, everybody. We are transitioning to the Marital FICO Show. I'm Taibu Bito, and this is
Sexy Leroy, aka Marvin Jordan. You know.
Did he say sexy?
Lemon pepper
Did your significant other authorize that word, bro? Like, I don't want to get you in trouble, fam, on this show. You gonna have groupies. Sexy Mar. Then what we gonna do? We didn't, it is what it is. So talk to us. Let the crowd know, man, what's going on with the Marital FICO Show, man. I think it's the big deal.
Well, shout out to able to inspire the concept of a Marital FICO board. You know, I'm more of the guy with numbers. I'm more strategic in my thought processes. So, maybe I might not come off as more like the social. I am simplified, but when it comes to certain things I'm passionate about, I'm more nerdy and more analytical.
Nerdy.
Truth and untruth, man. What is true is untrue.
What?
To the outside, I don't like. That's where I'm at right now in my life. You know what I'm saying? Some people can play the game, Y and Z, but where we at in our life, looking back on things, growing up as a baby in the 80s and 90s, and understanding where, I feel like black men and black women nowadays are like superheroes and super heroes. Went through crack, cocaine.
We went through crack. You smoked that stuff, Mark?
What's up?
You said. I'm just saying. You said we. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You qualify that, bro? You don't want nobody to get misunderstanding.
No, personally, though,
they're gonna be like, Mark said they smoke crack on it. I'm gonna have the bag on my head in a couple seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Not me personally, but close family.
Okay,
members. Yeah.
There it is. Keep it 100. I'm just trying to help you out, man. This is social. If you say it's on wax, we went through crack. Like, I'm like, hold on, Mark. I didn't know I didn't know you partake of the, you know what I'm saying, the pipe.
I did not partake of the crack cocaine, but I have seen folks, D-boys and folks in life, and it's very tempting. But fortunately for me, I did not partake in it because I saw the bigger picture and saw the good, the bad, and the ugly of all that, right? Whether it be in my personal life growing up or in the military, I said drugs, but the concept, the idea of like this, for like better terms, the bigger figure. Who is the guy out there doing X, Y, and Z? And it seems to me it's very interesting, morality thing. Is it true or false that regardless of what kind of dude you are, moral, legal, or illegally, as long as you have certain things certain people want, they don't give care, they don't care. They just want to get down, They'll take care of me, they'll take care of what I need to take care of. I'll turn a blind eye to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Whether you be legal or illegal, truthfully or untruthfully. But I don't want to try to go sidebar. My main point was, this conversation of the Beetle brothers and marital FICO scores. As a person, there's a lot of different things we talk about. Context versus content. In terms of
there's only you in my life.
The Marital FICO score, baby. We try and get folks to rock with some endless love. We want y'all to get that endless love feeling going on.
Man, you going back to the 80s and 90s, man, you know how it was back in the day.
What? If you want endless love, they have to pass through Taibu veto and Marvin veto. If we veto that relationship, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hey, because I mean, look, the bottom line is I got tricked, man. I got tricked and fooled.
Y'all got hoodwinked, man.
Nah, not all of us, because my cousin been married to his wife for 22 years.
You got lucky.
Nah, I'm not going to say that either.
In what way? What he deliberately said, hey, you my girl.
Nah.
You gonna figure it out.
Now, when two people really take those vows and take them seriously, and that's our job now. This is the Marital FICO show. So if people aren't, you know what I'm saying, above, I mean, what's the minimum number, Marv? Let's be real. What's the minimum number, or is there a number? Is it a pass or fail?
Well, it depends on the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Nah, is it? I'm saying, it's the Marital FICO show. So are we putting a number out there based on your metric and my metric, or are we just pass and fail? Either thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm cool either way.
I can't say that, man, because you have your well, we have a universal metric, but you have your extra metrics on top of that. For you, what may qualify or disqualify a person, you may not be for me. Because for your personal anecdotal experiences, fair enough.
The feedback has to pass muster. That's all for me. So it's pass or fail for me. You can make it a number if you want to. I'll give you the carte blanche. It was your idea anyway you can put a number up there so you can give what like some leg room, you know, some gray area. You can give people, you know, so between 600 and 750, they're good. Under from 550, 599 on down, they're no good. So I mean, you can.
You talking about a credit score?
No, this is the Marital FICO show.
Yeah, sorry.
So my metric is pass. My metric is pass or fail. I'm saying, do you want to put a number on? Or are you going to be pass or fail? So let's get this is the first episode of the Marital FICO show. So let's be real. Mine is pass or fail. I'm gonna ask two questions. I put it out there. And based on the feedback, I'm thumbs up or thumbs down.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're going draconian now. What was a 23 or 22-year-old version of Tahi saying about this versus the sage?
I didn't try to get married till I was in my 30s.
I didn't either. Fair enough. I get married till I was in my 30s too.
So, you know, I'm advising, especially young women, not to even talk about marriage between 17 and 25, because they don't even know themselves at that point. Don't have no kids. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's killing our community. Most of women that get married between 17 and 25 or have kids between 17 and 25, they're killing all their opportunity. Yeah. Because their shelf life is what? 25 to 35 anyway. So take those 8 years, 17, 25, take those 8 years and put yourself in a position to win.
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. You trying to tell me that as a woman between the ages of 25 years to go out and do what you want to do in the best life and do what you want to do? You're trying to tell me a woman between the ages of 25 30 to focus like a laser and out that she wants? How dare she's young. She's a baby. In the world. You know, she has kids or not. She's monster. How dare you?
Bro, you super funny. You super. I'm trying.
Man, but you get it down on the head, man. Come on now.
I'm trying to Shay join my restream, and I appreciate that because I'm trying to learn how to use it. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to use this joint.
can't be 35, 4-year-old man in your mama's house. Live with your mom. Whereas be a 35, 4-year-old woman living in your mom's house. Go like that now. Oh, really? No, oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really appreciate. Okay, so I'm back on here again. Okay, so I open that up. Well, let's see if I can get her on here. Add to stream. So I can tap that, getting it going. This is my laptop. Isn't really for all this, but I'm trying to work it and see what's going on.
It's experimental, man. It's all good.
Okay, so now I got on here. She's next. She should be next to me. Oh, what happened to her? I lost her. Come back. Oh, I almost had her on here. Come back, Shay. Come back. I know, right? So that should be all I need to do. Okay. So she should pop up right next to me. It looks like. Where's her picture at?
Side note, totally separate topic.
She could be doing her hair or something like that. You know how women are. You know what I'm saying? Because she has her camera off right now.
It's out of night, really. Really.
She don't play around. You know, Texas is all about beauty, for real. Down in the South, it's all about beauty. So she ain't gonna get on here. You know, Tyrena didn't get no care about how she hopped on live. But Shay, she's not going for that.
That's the best. But I ain't like it. I ain't in the area.
So, Mar, keep it 100, man. What is the topics for tonight? This is the Marital FICO show. Marv got some very topics tonight, man, and I want y'all to these topics.
Well, which one you want to talk
No,
about,
I'm just put it out there. I'm gonna type it in the comment section, and we off and running.
All right. Well, keep those glasses on real quick. Subscribe, of course.
That's what it is.
Today is also good. Yeah.
It's going down.
Hey man, it's pioneer stuff, man. Go ahead and you gotta do all that. See, you're like scientists.
Let me get everybody in the mood. Let me get everybody in the mood now. You like that? That's hot.
Hey, look,
I want to say all my love with you.
Hey man, for real, look. I swear, if I ever get married again, that's definitely going to be the song when we walking down the aisle. Oh yeah.
For you, for real?
Cause that's what it's all about. Endless love. Come on.
Really? You seem more like a DMX kind of guy to me. I'm gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Fam, you have to have a song when you walking down the aisle. You got to have a song playing that got folks crying in the audience.
You know what? That's interesting you said because me and my lady already playing everything, and she talking about wedding songs and everything. And I was looking at some things, and, women, they had their own visions going on. I was thinking about, hey, what about intro? Women in the Sky. They're mixing Stevie Wonder version of the song. Yeah, I got some side look. I was like, okay, Asian, black, yeah. You ain't gonna pay no Ed Sheeran on this kind of song for real.
Wow, you can't say that on the show with you, Mark. You didn't win potty mouth off. What's going on with you?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Okay. You didn't win a whole potty mouth on. What's going on with you, tripping?
My bad. Sorry.
It's Ty D right here, Mua Deep Global. You know what it is, the Marital FICO Show. Let's go. So what's the topic, Marvin? You hit me with them earlier. I thought they were pretty interesting.
Where you want to go? I can tell you right now.
Marv, we're equal partners in this. Like, just bust it out. I got you, bro. Whatever you want to discuss. I'm a relationship expert. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100.
I won't call myself a relationship expert, but fair enough. I'll say this.
We only need one expert on this show.
Fair enough. Yes, I'll put. Context versus in terms of communication between the different sexes. Do men and women perceive reality differently? Over facts, or facts over, and in their own, not good or bad, it's neutral. However, to me, in our experience, women think in terms of contentment. How does it make me feel? Versus what men think of in terms of context. Historical. We're trying to make sure relevant. What is the meaning of it? In terms of as a family, providing provision,
about it. Like you always got good conversation. I don't know if I'm buying that.
I ain't buying it. She has something always.
Yeah.
Something what's going on right here. She's tired. Sick, tired.
Sick
You know
and
what I mean?
tired of
But
being sick.
I hear you. So, but same time, welcome to the meeting of the inmates. Hey,
The Ante disappeared. What's going on? Let's get that.
comments? You want another commentary on your thing? What's going on? No, I'm just glad it's coming up like this. Interrupting the feed controls now, but what's wrong with stalker types, man? You can cuss them out, put the middle finger, and they're just more in love or something. This you know, I've been actually practicing African staff and got back into my boxing because I'm afraid this nigga trying to find me.
No, not the N word. No, shh. This is for the kids.
Okay, you never.
This is for the kids. So we gotta make sure to listen to it and not undo influence.
So sorry. I'm just mad. I'm mad. I get.
Oh, I don't know. I think at the end of the day that it's tough. It's tough on everybody right now, Marv. Now look, Marv. I want to let's practice the on before. Unless we want you you and with a pack. Well, vetoed me. Vetoed meaning we're the veto. So if I has to be unanimous, yes, to make that investment of your time, be on that. I think as both are, I think that it should be a unanimous decision.
Now, kind of put things right. Depending on what department go through X, Y, Z.
The married person joined Tyrone on here too. We gonna do on lead. We're gonna try to see if we can't get Tyrone here too, because he's another married person. We're gonna go back to that game. See what it is. And people, because the show got 19 views. That's trust me. When this thing looking the way it's supposed to look, and I get everyone subscribing, and everybody going there, I'm telling them, letting them know on YouTube, and we get y'all much. I'm dedicated. I'm going to really take that into consideration. I'm doing what I can to build my financial standings so I can get that together. I don't know if it even costs money. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to make my social justice books and all the books I write from move forward. Audible. I'm gonna give my older books. I got a lot of stuff, man. A lot of history, man, with this book writing thing, and it's really deep. So, but I want you to have this freedom and rejection. Men are stupid. I have to get all that stuff on Audible. So I'm going to be committed to getting that done. It's a time commitment, and right now I don't have much of it. All my efforts right now, Marv, are focused on generating income as it should be at this point.
Results for that, man. Yeah.
But on, I want you to know that some did talk to me and say that they wanted also to have the information on and have it so they can listen to it. So iTunes and Spotify is coming for y'all that want to just listen to the content. Unless you want to go first, Marv, or should I go first? Marv. Okay, so look. Okay.
The whole time, man. Go ahead. I want to hear you roll.
Okay, on Les. All right. 2 questions for me, for your guy. All right. He's not available right now, but at that point, did you know at all what his acceptable number was, or did you ask?
I asked him, of course, he lied about it. I found out later.
All right. Okay. Do you think that is open to taking him at value, and that's why you kind of just went with it? Or were you skeptical?
Because that a husband finds a wife, it was kind of like not the other way, more living everyday life and how women are. People are, period. So I needed to vet. Actually, y'all guys introduced me to the word vetting. I didn't know that was a term, but to vet people closely when it comes to companionship.
So that being said, I'm jumping in a little bit. The execution of your vetting process, you bring that person around men that you respect it, they know you, and therefore, then check this guy out, and yeah, I won't be with him. I bring her around and be and or people might be back to me and give me a embarrassment. But vetting can be the connection, one, but then the people who know you the best, you know you female.
It sounds to me like she.
I believe in that.
It sounds to me like she asked him. She didn't think that he was being honest even from the door. It sounds to me like she said because of her faith and because of where she was at this, and she already admitted, and she, huh?
No, you're right. That's what the people say.
No, I'm saying she already talked and testified to a certain extent and admitted that, you know, because of how she felt about herself and her chances of being with somebody on that basis, that when he said she was just willing to go with it because he was the person that really said, I want to be serious when other people were just playing so much. That was her first real serious sounding approach. And so she really didn't. Huh?
No, well, that's the one thing. Unlike a lot of young women at that age who have experienced dating and sexual, I did not. I did not. He was my first was my very first. I wanted it to being and then becoming a wife. I had no other prior experience besides that was my first relationship.
First sexual. First one.
He liked the fact that he was my first. He had no intention to settle down. Oh, no, different enough. It's not fair.
Position you've been in. Agree that women are the keepers of sex. That would be born on this planet.
I think it's mostly in their control, yes. Unless you got men who are savage.
That'd be the great word. I ain't gonna say the real word, but the other word anyway. And that's for what's terrible. I would never really anybody or wish it down anyone. Right? However, as two sentient human beings, you know, and consensually agreed to do X, Y, and Z. It's supposed to be in high school, one thing, life experiences, X, Y, and Z. Would you suggest that the male should be older than the female in terms of marriage, or should the female be older, irrelevant to the male to get a certain amount of life experiences? And if that's the case, what's the benefit to the husband? In our community, most women think that 25 or 20 years old is too young for people to get married. Assuming, say, for example, she has 2-3 kids, that's still too young to get married. And so they say, wait till you're about your 30s, that's Y and Z, right? But the reality is biology is not on any side. It comes through childbirthing, marriage, whatever. But when it comes to having, you assume you want to get married and have kids, but the biology is not on the lady's side. So in our Western culture, though, we've been told to delay marriage for the sake of a career. Do something together, be independent, be on your own, and then when you do, now turn around and pick from the tree of man.
Mark, what in the HE double hockey sticks is you talking about? I had her going. She sat there and said that she was so thirsty at that time because she had held out for so long. The first guy that made it sound really, really, really good, she went ahead and accepted this very serious proposal and request. So he made it sound like, I'm going to marry you and don't even worry about it. So she gave it up before she was married, even though she was kind of holding out till she got married. She felt guilty about that. So she went ahead and got married to the guy who ended up being an abuser and a cheater. When you found out later that he lied about his acceptable number, what was the actual number? Did he ever admit to it?
He never admitted to it. I really don't know how many.
So how did you know it was more than what he said? What did he say?
He just hesitated. And
veto. Veto, ladies, if he hesitates, that's now you just validated. Ding, 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 ding. You just validated the whole movement. I'm bringing it back. This is the Marital FICO show. You can't get past that, ladies. If you ask him now, and women have been saying that. What's it for the guys? What's it for the guys? My acceptable number has nothing to do with my ability to protect and provide and to commit to you. It just doesn't. That's how this country. Actually, the more experience I have, the better for you, because you want to be pleased in bed. You don't want to have to raise me in bed sexually. Period. That's what it comes down to. So I definitely should have. I should definitely come out and be like my 20s. So you asking a question I don't know the answer to, man. But if you still want to get down with me, I'm making 65 a year consistently. I have since 2010, and if you put your money with mine, we above six figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100. If he hesitates or if he looks away, veto, that's not the guy for you. A, because he'll never be honest with you, and B, because clearly he doesn't intend to be honest with you. That's the bottom line. I mean, that's like asking, why did you come home late last night? And that person hesitates. You know, there shouldn't be hesitation at all for a question if there's nothing behind it. You know, there should be nothing about it at all. The bottom line is he, as far as I'm concerned, Mar, he's out the box. We ain't got to go to the second question. And that's how this works, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here's the elevation, Marv. Before Marv goes back in, no, you had your chance. Before Marv takes over, Aunt Les, when he hesitated, I have to ask, did you ask him before or after you used that snatch to make that catch?
Oh, no, that was a conversation we had before.
Okay. Now, he hesitated. So, ladies, on Les is the perfect example of someone who didn't follow her what? First mind. Her the first mind, because on this show, the Marital FICO show, a person usually who they appear to be. And what's going on inside of you, ladies, if the man hesitates, but you go anyway, trying to get out the house, tired of mom, dad, tired of not having something he does. You get what you'll go with. And don't be telling people, oh, he tricked me, he fooled me. See, this is what I don't like about the sisters. Y'all born with such a strong gene pool. Y'all got world knowledge, cosmic knowledge. And y'all go and do the DUMMY anyway and have the nerve to diss a brother for being who he was, and you know it from the door. Go ahead, Mark. Take it away.
There's a lot. You're trying to break that down.
No, don't break down what I'm doing. Put her through your FICO scores. We can go to Tyrone. We have about 15 minutes left. I'm saying put her through your FICO. We're just check. I'm vetoing the guy. If this was available to her back then, she came on the Marital FICO show, and I would have vetoed him. You go ahead, Mark.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. In that context, fair enough. There's not fairness, 20/20 hindsight, right? But emotional literacy. Understand what this man's intentions are with you. And does what he's saying match the territory? Is he saying being who he says he is, or is he just trying to smash and dash? You know what I mean? And now, for example, you have a gauntlet of men that you can run him through, and you get honest feedback. Say, so men, we can sort out men. It's like women. If I want to be a married to a woman, I'll run through my females.
Slow down, Mark. Slow down. You confusing me. What are you saying? A gauntlet of what?
Women. If I'm a man, I would have a gauntlet of women. If I was a woman, I would have a gauntlet of men to be able to vet this person. Because I might have certain feelings about this person. I might be blinded by certain things in that romanticized initial stages of our relationship, which is not really is very premature because.
Oh, you're saying lean not to your own understanding. You're saying before you make a decision about a man, ladies, talk to other men you know, you trust, and you respect, and vice versa.
Bring that
men before. Okay, I get it now.
Bring those men. They man around those dudes, and vice versa. Which I didn't do my first marriage. I should have brought that around. But what did I trust and respect? And their counsel is equal to my own.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Later on, I found out that a lot of people, they noticed characteristics about him that I kept on setting aside, thinking that God wants us to not keep account of wrongdoing, but there is also a thing about both people putting in an equal amount of effort into the relationship. And when you're just not on the same level, there's no way in the world that there's going to be security or future if both people are not on the same level. And probably never will be.
All right. Well, we're almost close to our time. So I think that Marv, let's work on your when I say when I send it to you, if I ask who goes first and I send it to you, I want this show to have the legitimacy of you being able to ask 1, 2, or maybe even 3 questions, and then give them either a number score or a pass and fail based on the responses. So that's all. That's the Marital FICO show. Basically, is we have this metric where we are weighing their responses to our questions. What's going on, cousin Jr.? We're weighing their questions against their responses. So I asked her about the question, and clearly, if the man hesitated when she asked him, that's a veto. He does not pass the muster. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 on that guy.
Well, let me tell you a vetting system that I did do.
Oh no, Marv, hold on. Before you do that, I'm trying to get Marv to get this thing. We're testing it out. This is like a pilot show. So I need for Marv to give us his metric. That's gonna be my metric. I got 2. The second question was what is your feelings about the unwritten rule about sleeping with an ex?
Well, I'm a Scorpio. It's all or nothing. When you're done with me, it's done. You can't come back for seconds.
No. I mean, like the unwritten rule about sleeping with or not sleeping with, but actually getting with the ex of somebody that you know. So a friend, family, or coworker. What's going on, family? So if a person,
if family or coworker, so you mean just to like catch up or whatever, or you're talking about sex?
I'm talking about I'm saying like when you say I bring my girlfriend around you, Aunt Liz and Marv. Mm-hmm. I bring my girlfriend around you. I say, this is who I'm with. We vibe, it's cool. But now y'all catch eyes and like Babyface and them say love makes things. Y'all catch eyes and you peep me. This happened to me in real life. I was with somebody. I woke up. Look, I woke up at a chick crib when I was much younger, and her buddy came over. And when we locked eyes, we knew there was chemistry. Period.
Oh. Okay.
So when I seen her out and about, she was like, "Nah, you mess with my friend Isha." I'm like, that was just somebody I was just, tapping in on. It wasn't somebody. Me and her ain't together. But the old unwritten rules stuck for her. She was like, "No, that's my girl. I ain't gonna do that." You know what I'm saying? So some months passed. After that, and I seen her again, and she changed her tune, and we got together, and it was great.
And you were already an ex.
Well, we were never in a committed relationship. She just met me through her friend, and I was there with my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that unwritten rule I don't think it should have ever been exactly. Cuz agrees with me. I said that in my first hour, cuz it should never have been a rule, cuz when it's over, it's it's over. But that's my second question on my fight. It should be a rule. That means you're messy. That means you still be having attachments, emotional attachments to somebody. It's not over for you. It's never really over for you. So therefore, all you're gonna do is hurt the future people because you still have feelings for the past people. So you're gonna get a veto from me. It should have never been a rule. It should be over. You should be happy that someone you knew found something special with someone that you was with. Good for them. You're moving on to find the person.
Unlike a lot of women, that was never an issue for me too. I was somebody during the 80s and 90s who thought very different. I do think when it's over, it's over. If my best friend dated my ex-husband and we were done, because I would never, the type of, you know how women are, they get upset, they start fighting, and I'm not fighting over you. That's a waste of time.
In reverse,
and I don't care if you date him or whatever. Yeah, if y'all guys are okay, then that's fine.
Now look,
I come to find out my sense of thinking is very different than the rest of basically most of society.
Nah, in reverse, it happened to me in reverse. I was messing with a chick and we were really, really tight. Out of state, though, we were really tight. I would go out of state, I would visit that time. So I was messing with a chick, and she, when I was out of town at some point, she ended up getting with my dude, my real dude. Like they ended up kicking it. And so when I came back in town, you know what I'm saying? He saw I still looked at her a certain kind of way. So he waited till I got with her. He was like, man, did she tell you what me and her was kicking? I was like, nah, she didn't say anything. He was like, yeah, I can't front. If she going front, I ain't going front. He said, I gave her a chance for her to say something. If she ain't said something, I'm gonna let you know me and her was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't get mad at Fam for telling me. I couldn't get mad at him for jamming with her. You know what I'm saying? Really, it's on her to spread them legs. You know what I'm saying? If she thought at my dude, what dude wouldn't be like, I'm going? And I know she, had it going. So it is what it is. So I was just like, all right, whatever. But how did I treat her after that? I was like, why my dude had to tell me first? He ain't taking. You threw it to my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know what I'm saying? So me and her, I was just like, so I could look at her the same after that.
Well, that's just the fact of a person who's deceptive, and she's using people to get, and her body to get what they can get. That type of person is not in it for love. They're in it for some type of material or financial gain.
If you wasn't ashamed about doing it, Marv, I'm asking you, Marv, if she wasn't ashamed about doing it and I wasn't around or whatever, this is my main dude. My main dude. So it's not like I'm not gonna find out. Like, why would y'all both keep it from me anyway? That would make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So you knew as soon as you tossed it to my main dude, you know what I mean, that it was gonna come out eventually. Because me and my main dude don't keep secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of being a best friend. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go ahead.
I didn't he told you about it?
Huh?
You said he didn't partake in it. But he told you about the attempt.
No, they kicked it. She threw it at him. He knocked her down. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that when I came back in town and kicked it with her, we hooked up, whatever, hung out as usual. But she didn't say nothing, so he didn't stop that. But when I came back and got back with him again, he was like, "Did she tell you that me and her had kicked it?" I was like, "Nah, she ain't said anything about it." He was like, "Yeah, we got down." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, why wouldn't she say that? So the next time I seen her, I was like, why would you not tell me y'all, y'all kicked it? What's going on with that? And she gave me them deer caught headlights. I'm busted look like, I was like, man,
Well, what's the outcome of this relationship? Y'all talking about getting married or y'all talking to be together?
No. What I'm saying is that we were like an item for it to be a long distance relationship, or me have to live in the same city as she did. It was still like we were an item. You know what I'm saying? It had been that way for years.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah. I mean, we started kicking it like back in college, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but they just happened to.
She didn't feel the same way, apparently, that she's trying to run for a boy. He was like,
man, I mean, I don't know. I really can't say. But what I'm saying is to you, Aunt Les, is that the rule of the unwritten rule of not sleeping with each other's exes. How do we look at that? How we look at that now? And I believe
so we talk about the unwritten rule where one, your friends don't get with your exes in any kind of way,
right?
Or and then there's the other unwritten rule where if you're in a previous relationship, you don't maintain any contact with an ex as well.
Well,
So
see,
you're talking about both scenarios.
Well, just. I mean, as far as the marital FICO score, I'm going to ask two questions. The one is the acceptable number. The two is how do you feel about that? Because that lets me know clearly where they're at with their attachments. Because at that point, I mean, unless they were a virgin like you, and even if you're a virgin, it doesn't mean that you weren't emotionally involved. I've dated somebody that was really close to somebody without having sex with them in their teens. You know what I'm saying? So there's that emotional tie too. So it doesn't have to be physical anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you can have you can have an emotional attachment to somebody and still be a question. If you claim you moved on from that person, but this is my first real boyfriend in my mind. Like if you messy like that, you have them attachments to people that you dated. You're not really over them. You can't really move on. I would say I'm gonna give them the thumbs down. 9 times I'm gonna give them the thumbs down.
Well, be fair to everybody. Are you trying to say, sir, all is fair in love and war?
No, what I'm saying is if you break up with somebody, but you still have eggs in that basket, you're not good for somebody that's looking to make a lifetime commitment with you.
There lies the rub.
Okay, so my question, going back to what you said, that
you can't argue that. Let's argue that right there.
When they see the true character of a man and knowing that he has a problem with commitment, and we kind of still stick it out, even though we know what we're getting into, wouldn't you say that that's kind of the same principle?
Unless you got that pretty face paint on, but you sexist right now. We're not talking about just men. We talking about men and women. Men and women both do it. Men and women break up with people and still have eggs in their basket. You said men. I'm like, no. Women definitely do it. I married a woman whose eggs was primarily in her ex's basket, and she wanted to make sure that he knew her ex was there by getting married.
I mean, there was no red flags that you maybe would, if you reflect on it now.
If I had the wedding footage of my only wedding to date, and you saw how perfect that whole situation went down. I'm talking about, it was probably one of the most perfect weddings in history. Like she played the role, like I'm talking about larceny in her heart, but she played the role all the way through. God told me he was the one, and everybody's into it. Like I'm talking about, like it was a holy day. It was really a big deal. That's all I'm saying, Mark. I'm just keeping real. So I had no idea. I thought it was forever. Like I'm like literally, huh?
Well, it goes. Morale is a very pliable thing, right? Right or wrong, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And it depends on the person you're dating. X, Y, and Z, be a male or female, a man or a woman or whatever. And there lies the rub. Y'all both saying different things from different sides of the spectrum. Learn from your experience. This is how you're going to vet women, and then learn from your experience. This is how you're going to vet men. But going back to the conversation, how you in your past experience, did you use those same tools? No. Some people might have that dick massager. And vice versa.
Mark, you my co-host, man. I can't remove you from the show, bro. What are you doing? You like a repeat offender, like Jesus. That's the military in you.
Be honest with each other, man. Be honest with each other, like, because there's no absolutes in anything, right? And it's just like you as a human being, as a person,
Marv got a potty mouth, man. Marv, he's a repeat offender. All that.
Started it.
I mean, I don't know what I mean. Marv, he's going somewhere, but I have to challenge Marv really because this was his idea. So by now he was supposed to have came with the metric. I got 2 questions. I'm telling you, them 2 questions going to confound a lot of people because I'm gonna argue them down on this show. Y'all bring y'all people to this show, the Marital FICO show, and if they get past my veto, I don't know what Marv gonna do. I gave him 2 chances. Like Marv, ask your question. What are your metrics? There has to be a metric. If I asked you what,
no, my thing is this. My metric usually is if you try to. Now I stayed with my ex-husband for 13 years. Anytime we came to a challenge, and I wanted to give him a chance to mature. This is about maturity,
right?
First of all,
right?
And maturity takes time. I always did intervals of 4 years. Okay, when I had children, yes, it was harder to leave because it's really a struggle to be a single parent. But when you're trying to get on a level to be stable, as well as, well, yeah, women, we do have this idea of we can have it all. We can have a harmonious relationship with our husbands, raise kids, have a life and a career. That ship has sailed for me. That is not reality.
Okay.
Actually, to be honest with you, it never was for me. I was willing to set aside a life because I was busy caring for children and a household. But a lot of women are like that. They're in this fantasy state that they can have it all. And that is not the case. It's not the case. Particularly if you are working at minimum wage, both of you, if you're underneath of a certain income bracket. That's definitely not the case. Like, you can't have vacations and caviar and 60 flat inch screen TVs if you're, underneath a certain amount of money.
But unless this pilot show is just, I feel like I just proved, even without Marv with his potty mouth tonight, even without Marv's half of the FICO score, but this was his ideal, everybody. But I think it's so necessary. Marv really gave us the next Kevin Samuels platform, really. This is so necessary to bring people on this show and for women to get a chance, especially the women, because like he said, y'all have that power and access to the womb and to life beyond ourselves as men. Y'all have so much power and y'all give it up so easily. When really you guys can make men be men before they get access to, you know what I'm saying? What else they gonna do? We don't have any options like that movie Chirac. We have no options but to submit. If y'all want men to submit, cross your legs.
We don't want men to submit.
Cross your legs. No. You have the right to protection and provision. Why would you not? Why would a man? That's age old. That's Darwinism. That's age old. A man should definitely do that, even if you have your own. He should come to the table ready to maintain you. And I'll say on many shows, we as African men have to start maintaining our African women. We come to y'all looking for this and that, but we're not leaving y'all with the house and the cars and the kids and the accounts like the European men are doing. Divorced European women are doing very, very well out there because they're set, right? Mm-hmm. We're leaving our women with kids. We're ducking the child support. It's not really happening where it's supposed to be. They have baggage. It's hard for them to bring a man in because now we're around and they don't want to deal with the situation too. It's
And I care very much about the situation. And you know what? It's not just Black people. it's all kinds of people. Like 80% of men are not
Statistically,
European and white men,
statistically,
like,
our
really
village,
a problem.
statistically, our well, 2/3 of European households aren't headed by a single European mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's only in our village.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know. I had heard another statistic that it was in general, regardless of race.
Nah, that's and if someone puts that statistic out there, if someone puts that statistic out there,
it's like under 50% for Europeans, like 47%. Yeah, white people are the highest, but it's like 47%. And then, yeah, of course, Hispanic and Black, it's a lot higher than males are not.
91% of European men married within their own culture. That's tops out of all other cultures. So they know what they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And when they marry these women, they're marrying and they're maintaining them.
Well, it's not that the women are not helping.
What did your ex-husband leave you with, Aunt Les? Let's just be honest. What did your ex-husband leave you with?
Nothing. Nothing.
You can't argue against a guy that knows what he's talking about. I'm telling you, this is not just lived experience. This is statistically back and fact check. The bottom line is that we are definitely treating, and that should stop. I'm for the women on this. I'm trying to empower y'all to understand. Bring them on the Marital FICO show. Me and Marv, we're going. Marv just got that military mouth. I got to work with him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes down to.
You want something? Can I just tell you something about that? I know you say something about kids watching this, but this is an adult conversation.
It's not.
Nobody past the age of freaking 9 should even be.
When did you get married? When did you get married? How old?
It's like 9 something night here where I'm at.
How old were you? How old were you when you gave up your virginity and then got married? You said it happened bam bam. So how old were you?
I was 18.
Okay, see, you were 18. You had just turned 18. You gave it up and you got married, right?
No, I actually didn't get married till 8 years later. 8 years later than that. We were common law before.
Right. So you felt like that was it. So the bottom line was technically, as far as youth is concerned, that's why I want this program to stay accessible to the youth, because we're setting an example. There is no do as I say, not as I do. We're setting an example. I'm talking to the.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, I'm talking young people, young ladies especially. Do not become. Look, my daughter just graduated from high school. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah,
when I went and I assumed custody of her from her mom, she was 13 turning 14, and she was already sneaking out the house after her mom was asleep, sneaking out the house to see boys.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot. You're right about that.
So when I stepped in, that I had to help her understand her value, for one, and for two, I had to refocus her on a future if she wanted one. Like, don't shoot yourself in the foot trying to be in love. You're loved here in this home. You know what I'm saying? And that's that love. If that's not sufficient, the love that you think you're gonna find out there isn't the kind of love that you're even ready for at this young age. All it can do is
I do agree with that. Like, if they're gonna be like, if it's like 12 or older, yeah, I do agree with that.
Well, I'm saying parents should not even have what kids under 12 are really supposed to be online attended to anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
There's parental controls. There's parental controls available on all these online platforms now, as there should be. So, but look, I'm just saying, Mars, my dude. I believe in him and what he's about. This was his ideal. I appreciate him. He just has to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? I have to put my. He's gonna be upset with me for a day or two, maybe, but we have to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? And he has to do the same for me. You know what I'm saying? He has to be like, Taibu, hey. That's why sometimes, that's why I told him a couple of times, like, Marv, you run the program, so you can see what it's like. You have to keep it clean. You have to stick to the rules. You know what I'm saying? The internet is they're trolling now. The platforms are trolling us now. So
and it's very hard for us as African Americans to keep our content up too. There's a lot of indifference with African American content creators as opposed to white American content creators. I can see it.
I appreciate you coming on the show. I don't want to hold you. I know it's late out where you are. Everybody, this was the Marital FICO show. I'm your Vito brother, Taibu. Marv, the Vito brother, he's in the timeout corner right now. Because you have to keep it clean, man. Let me tell you something right now. It takes a village to raise a child. I don't want any young African woman to not know, young ladies, you have such great value. I apologize to you that my father didn't raise me to understand the value of the African woman, but now that I know it now, I'm not going to play any games about it. Am I in a relationship right now? Yes, I am. I'm doing the best I can to treat her with respect, to be honest with her, and to upbuild her, to empower her, not just with my leadership and my direction, but to get behind her dreams and goals as well. That's how you maintain a woman. Don't approach a woman, African men, especially not a sister, if you don't intend to maintain her and take care of her. That's the bottom line. So that being said, this is the Marital FICO show. Aunt Les's ex-husband was vetoed by Taibu, the Vito brother Taibu. We'll come back to this next week on Thursday, and we'll see what Marv's metric is, and we'll find out if he would have passed, if his Aunt Les's ex-husband would have passed it. And bring everybody to the show. If you know somebody that, if you think about getting serious with somebody, whatever, whatnot, like he said, run them through the gauntlet. Run them through the Vitor brothers. It's the Marital FICO show. They have to pass or they fail. And if they fail, if they fail, we blessed you, because you're free now to find the person you're supposed to be with. I want to thank everybody, Chelly Girl. I want to thank my cousin on top 412. I want to thank everybody, Glock Boy. I want to thank everybody that joined the show, Tyrone, Shay Houston. I want to thank everybody that joined the show tonight. Over there on Facebook is Taibu Muad'Dib. Thursday is my double tap nights. Y'all got 2 hours of funk. If you missed the Euromesh show and my comments and opinions, please go back and watch the replay. Leave your comments. And if you want relationship advice, you can go to countonly.com and sign up, or the patreon.com and sign up, man, for the coaching program, man. We'll get you together. We'll get that thing right for you. It's Taibu Muad'Dib, and I'm out of here on Les. Oh no, give your phone. Give your phone. Go ahead, give your phone comments. What did you think of the
a plan of a certain length of time to make adjustments in your relationship? If you're looking to see some type of consistency, you have a planned amount of time. And don't stay in it if nothing happens in between that time. The biggest mistake we make is constantly giving chances. That most people only learn that they can continue the behavior if you keep giving chances, but don't. Secondly, as women, talking does not help. Yelling does not help. Your concerns, bring them to the table if he ignores those concerns, just bounce. Don't keep wasting your time. Don't keep wasting your breath. Don't keep yelling. Don't keep arguing. Have a backup plan. Have a separate account with money that he doesn't know.
Man, on Les, man, I don't know what's going on. My guests and my calls tonight, like I'm like, you for final remarks, your final remarks be so we ask them questions. You deserve to know what you're up against. It's tight, and thank y'all for joining us. I will see y'all tomorrow for Who Fox With Me Friday. If you fox with me, jump off in there, man, and put the fox in the comment section.